Hello, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good day. And yeah, uh, interesting day. Lots of stuff going on. And by the way, this guy is still working on number one. He's got 124 quadrillion of these, and he's still on number one because he's 10,000 years with each one. So in our lifetime, he's going to still be with number one, and then begins his eternity. You know, he's got 124 quadrillion of these. So you figure out how many years that is, and you can tell this woman up here, she's not happy. Look how happy all of them are. Every single one of them is just so joyful and joyous and happy to be with him. They have their hands all over him, and the joy is just palpable. I mean, it's tangible joy that they feel there. Except this one woman right on top of his head there, she looks unhappy, and like I've said, and maybe different people have different opinions about it. I think that's his wife. I think it's his wife that she's unhappy because she doesn't get to see him except for every 124 quadrillion. Yes, Tiger, that was what Houston Euler, he has a very powerful calculator, and he was determining, you know, how many of these Houris do Shiite men get, because Shiite men get different from Sunni men. Sunni men, some mathematicians have looked into this and engaged in the mathematical dimension of the Huri situation, and Sunni men are kind of looking at around 250,000 Huris, 250,000. Now, they also get to spend 10,000 years with each one of them. Now, 10,000 years is, that's for each encounter, sexual encounter. And you know that 70 of those years is according to the hadith, the orgasm. So 10,000 years per one. But so this guy is still working on number one because it's going to be 10,000 years. You guys, we're not going to be around, and he's still going to be with number one. And he's got 124 quadrillion, and quadrillion again to perform. And they're going to be revirginated each time, and so to be a virgin the next time too. But I think it's very telling that they are so happy. Look at them. They're just so happy to be with him. And look at him. Yep. He's very happy too. The only one that makes me question is this one right here, right over his head there to the left a little, because I really think that's his wife. And she kind of was promised. She was promised that she's going to be more beautiful than the other. But look at her. She does not look more beautiful than the others. She looks just like the others. And so, you know, these are things we have to consider when we talk about Jannah. And of course, we all know the reality of Jannah, fortunately, from our friend Sheikh Hassan.
The question about the Hur al-Ain. He said the men in Jannah, we know, will be receiving Hur al-Ain. But what about the women? What do they receive?
Well, we are told that they will only receive their husband and one single person. Because by default, women can only love one man. Subhanallah, by nature, Allah created them unable to love more than one man. But Allah created men to have the capability of loving more than one woman. And we are told, and we believe Allah, and all the sisters should have their trust in Allah, that they will be satisfied in paradise. They should not doubt Allah's generosity and reward to them. And having said that, I would have expected this question to come from a sister, not from
Yes.
a brother. So I would have thought that the brother should be happy. But again, it's a valid question. We're told that men are to get their wives in paradise. And by the way, the human wives are far superior in beauty and in status to the man than the Hur al-Ain. The Hur al-Ain are considered to be as servants. But the wife, the human wife that was in this world with you, is far superior in beauty and in status.
Again, this just brings us back to here because so many questions are asked right there. Okay, now he did not discuss how many. He did not discuss how many of these each man is going to get. And I'll be honest, there's a difference between the Sunni and the Shia. Now, it could be, I'm not trying to use my very limited mathematical knowledge. Some people are left brain, some people are right brain. I'm predominantly the writer side. The one that writers, I'm a writer. And so I think I'm left brain. Whereas mathematicians tend to be right-brained. So I'm not a mathematician of the caliber of Houston Euler. So I can't tell you whether or not this theory I have is valid or not. But let me just tell you that, is it possible that the Shiite men get so many more? They get 124 quadrillion women. Is it because there's only 15% of the Muslims who are Shiite? So there's far fewer Shiite men. So they're going to get a lot more. And so whereas the Sunni men, there's like 85% of Muslims are Sunni. So they need to, kind of conserve more. And so anyway, so that's possibly why Shiite men like Khamenei would be getting 124 quadrillion compared to their Sunni brothers who are only getting 250,000 Houris. And again, you guys, we got to go back to this lady here in the corner. She seems very unhappy. And to be honest with you, Sheikh Awesome said there that the earthly wife is going to be much superior in beauty to the others. I just don't see it. Okay. And I'm not just trying to be, a wet blanket. This guy here is like just having so much fun. Look at his face. I'm not trying to be the wet blanket, but Sheikh Awesome said that the earthly wife is going to be far superior in beauty. Well, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Look at this one on there. I'm pretty sure this is his wife right here, and she does not look. Number one, she doesn't look happy. Okay, she looks angry, and I think it's because she knows she's going to have to wait 10,000 years each one of these. 10,000 years each one of them, and he's going to go through all of them. And more than these. These are only like 24. If you count these, they're 24. Well, he's got 124 quadrillion of these, and then he'll come to his wife again, and so she's got to wait. How long has she got to wait? I mean, what is she going to be doing while she's waiting? I mean, is she going to be making tea and coffee? Is she going to be cooking? Does she have to cook for all these? These are things you have to think about. And but I'm just going to disagree with Sheikh Awesome. She doesn't look, first of all, superior in beauty to any of these other ones, and she doesn't seem. And all the other ones seem happy, okay, but she doesn't seem happy. So it's my opinion. You don't have to agree with me, okay? And we're not like a hardcore, orthodox about the Houris. But you know, these are things that you have to think about, especially when Sheikh Awesome comes up with all of these wild theories of his. And then when you actually get photographic evidence, you see it and you say, I'm sorry, I just don't see it. So anyway, that's just something I just wanted to bring up there. You know, I feel it's important that I think it's important that we not um, just agree with everything everybody says because they wear a particular fashion, they look, you know, like they know what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Um, so that's my opinion. And like I said, you can take it or leave it, you know, and but I don't think I'm being you know, capricious or happenstance or something like that. I really think that I do have some ground to stand on as I talk about this. So, and now some of you have been asking. $1 quadrillion in piles of 100 bills. 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, wow, you guys, this has been really important math. You know, like I said, you know, and I admit it, you know, and you know, I'm not the mathematical brain that a lot of others are, you know, and so um, I don't I don't have the kind of mind that just kind of that just figures things out like that. You know, some people have this quick mind team. You know, they just really figure things out fast. I'm not like that. Okay, I'm a writer. I'm slow pondering, thinking about stuff. You know, rather than hey, you know, right there, you know, like that. Like some people can be like that. You know, and so. But our brother Truth Defender is most helpful, and I really appreciate his concern to help us uh, to understand math, not meth, math. Okay, but here, our friend Truth Defender is helping us to understand quadrillion because I throw out that number quadrillion, everybody goes quadrillion. You know what's that? You know I've never even heard of it. America's debt has not reached quadrillions yet. You know, for instance. Um, So it's a little bit difficult, but here is an actual demonstration of $1 quadrillion. This is just $1 quadrillion. Now look, and this is a bunch of piles of $100 bills. So you got 5 piles of $100 bills. Okay. Uh, in the long scale, 1015 is called a billiard. Okay. So you need to have 5 Empire State Buildings of $5. 5 Empire State Buildings of $5 for 1 quadrillion. For 1 quadrillion. And so then you have to figure if there's 124 quadrillion, how many of these do you need? You know, this is where you just got to really think about stuff. Okay, so but you know that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you understand these things. And just to tell you again, I know you guys all know this, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. Uh, that how do we know that he's getting 124 quadrillion? First of all thanks to Houston Euler, it was his calculator that reached this for us. The way you get 124 quadrillion houris is that according to Shiite teaching, When you fast the third day of Ramadan, you get domes in Jannah. Okay, and so for those domes, each one of those domes has 24,000 houses in it, or living quarters. 124, each dome has 24,000 living premises in it. So you got 24,000 homes in each one of the domes. And how many domes are there? There are one for each hair on the Shiite's body. So how many hairs does the Shiite have on his body? Most humans have 5 million hairs on their bodies, no matter what their hair follicle situation is. So for each hair, you get a dome. Okay, so you got 5 million domes up there. Each dome has 24,000 residences in it. And each one of those residences has 1,000 beds in it. And each bed has a huri. So you have 1,000 huris in each of the 24,000 houses in each of the 5 million domes. So that's how you come to 124 quadrillion huris. And with each one, according to the hadith, a man spends 10,000 years. Each encounter is 10,000 years, and each, I won't say the word, but you know it, is 70 years. So that's a lot of time. So that is probably why this woman up on top is very angry looking. I mean, I won't say angry. I'll just say dejected, maybe. Look at her. What would you say? She's not smiling. All of them are smiling. Look at their happiness. Look at their adoration. Look at his. I mean, he's just going, bonkers there, thinking, yoo-hoo. Thank you, President Trump. He's probably waving an Israeli flag up there. He's probably waving an Israeli flag up there saying, thank you, Netanyahu, that he got to go to his reward. And so he's happy. Okay, but look at that woman up there on top. She does not look happy. And, I don't want to belabor the point, but I just want people to think, clearly about these things. Okay. So, all right. So anyway, I was going to talk about the eternally fresh boys of paradise. Okay. Let's just look at the hadiths. First of all, let's look at the Quran, what the Quran says about these eternally fresh boys. Okay. The Quran talks about these eternally fresh boys. Just saying that makes you feel like you want to go take a shower. Okay, these eternally fresh boys. Okay, let's look at. They are mentioned in several places in the Quran. These eternally fresh boys. Okay, and round about them will serve boys of everlasting youth. Oops, am I showing it to you? Okay, let me show it to you. Okay, and if you're a Muslim and you're watching, I encourage you, listen to this. This is not some wayward hadith or something. This is the Quran itself saying this. And you should leave Islam because of this. You should leave Islam because of this. And if you are a Muslim, you'd like to come up and try to correct me, I welcome you. Let me just show you this. If you're a Muslim and you'd like to come up, here is the link, and you're welcome to come up. Here's the link. Please leave the link for the Muslims, please. Okay, let's look what it says. And round about them will serve boys of everlasting youth. If you see them, you will think they are scattered pearls. Okay, and round about them will serve youths of perpetual freshness. You would think they are scattered pearls. Okay, so that's one of the verses about those boys. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, 56:17. Okay, immortal boys will go around them serving. So there is slavery in Jannah. These guys are slaves in Jannah. Round about them will serve youth's perpetual freshness. Okay, 52:24. Let's see. 52:24 isn't as clear, but and they will go around them boy servants of theirs to serve them as if they would preserve ويطوف عليهم غلمان لهم كأنهم لؤلؤ مكنون. Okay, boys that are young men. غلمان means men, young men, will go around them like preserved pearls. Okay, so those are three of the verses in the Quran about these boys. Now, we can go back to the 56:17. I kind of would like to go from 56:17 to 19. And this is where I kind of want to talk. With cups and jugs of a glass of flowing wine. Okay, بأكواب وأباريق وكأس من معين. Okay, where they will get neither aching head nor intoxication. لا يصدعون. Now, suda is Arabic for headache, so they'll not get a headache. عنها ولا ينزفون. Okay, and this is the word that is a particular concern. This word here says that they will not. Now, but they always translate it as intoxication. Now, I've done this before, I think, with Islam Awakened, because Islam Awakened has many different translations of the Quran into English. And so I wanted to I wanted to see if they have any that are honest in their translation. Let's go to 56:19. Just curious to see what they say, how they translate yanzifun. 56:19. See if any of them translate it correctly. Okay. They got like 100 different versions of the Quran, of the English Quran. See how 78 translations. Let's see if any of them get it right. They will not be clouded, and they will not be drunk, no intoxication. Intoxication, here it's just the transliteration in yanzifun, but the word yanzifun means to bleed, make them drunk, any madness, intoxication. Here they say they'll not get exhausted and not intoxicated, not dull their senses, not intoxicated, stupefaction, intoxicated, take away their senses, intoxication, exhaustion, illness, intoxicated, be clouding the mind, affect the senses, not be dazed and confused, not intoxicated nor tired, intoxication, inebriated, uninebriating. Nice word there, Ahmed Ali. Stupefied, intoxication, and stupefaction. Intoxication, drunkenness. Nor do they get bored. Yeah, boy, yay, they translate bleeding as bored. Yeah, boy, nor do they get bored, please. And unconsciousness, intoxicated, exhausted, hangover, no hangover. Lose their senses, intoxicated, bored, stupefaction, inebriated, intoxication, reason to be disturbed, nor will their wits be dimmed, not fails the sense, take away reason. Oh, yappa ye. Okay, Shuaib Abdullahi. My goodness. Oh. Yappa ye. Which translation, you guys, we actually found two. That translated correctly. We found 2 out of the 78 that translated it correctly. Shuaib Abdullahi, there will be no headache from, nor will they bleed. Yanzifun. Wow. And then this one, Fod Drain. They will suffer no headaches, nor do they bleed. Yeah, boy, yeah. So there you have two Arab English translations of the Arabic that translated correctly. That's really amazing. That's really amazing. This is so embarrassing to Muslims. But these two guys did it right. Fod Draim and Shuaib Abdullahi. They will not get intoxicated, drained by it, intoxicated, dull the senses, intoxicated, stupefaction, intoxication. Okay. This one is a transliteration. Intoxicated, intoxicate, exhausted, intoxicate, exhausted, bored, intoxicate, and transliteration. We actually found 2 of them that did translate it correctly, when I'm very surprised about that. Very, very surprised. 2013 University of Utah, analyzing over 1,000 brain scans, found no evidence that individuals prefer the left brain or right brain network. Yeah, but yay, they lied to me all this time. Sorry, I'm a little bit older than you. In my generation, they said they did. And we would all think we were so smart because we would say, I'm right brain or left brain. Yeah. So there you go. You're taking away one of my claims to superior intelligence. So just kidding. Wow. Thank you for that, though. All right. Well, dude, I'm surprised. There's actually 2 versions of the English Quran. There's 2 that actually say it correctly. That say means bleed. And just leave it to you to figure out who's doing the bleeding and why. Leave that for you to figure out. Okay? So that's, well, we're glad for that. Shoot, I'm looking for something. I can't find it here. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get started looking at look at this, the problem. This word is a huge problem for Islam. Muhammad put a huge smoke bomb in the Quran for Muslims. They can't do nothing about it. They're stuck with it. It's there, and they have to defend it. They have to. I mean, they could pretend they could ignore it, but it's not going to get us to ignore it. Okay. By the way, I want to, okay. I'm going to get us to ignore it. And so the question, is, okay, what does bleeding mean when it says it in Arabic? Yanzifun, which means they bleed. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean, they bleed? Let's look at just what some different scholars have said, okay? Okay, now this is from our friend An-Nasafi. Nasafi is very highly regarded, respected Islamic scholar of tafsir. It says, nor will they be intoxicated, meaning they will not become drunk, derived from the term nazif, depletion, which describes a drinker whose intellect has departed. The person is in a state of intoxication referred to as nazif or manzuf. Okay. Nazif means to bleed. Okay. Now this is another scholar. Okay. This is Shokani. Shokani. Okay. He's very highly regarded too. It says, regarding the verse, nor will they be deprived of their senses thereby. And that's not what it says. Hamza al-Kisa'i recited the word yanzifun with kasra, vowel sound, and the letter zay, whereas the others recited it with a fatha, vowel sound of a. For those who recited it with a fatha, the meaning is that drinking will not cause them to lose their intellect. Indeed, a person who is intoxicated, one whose mind is departed, is referred to as nazif or manzuf. Nazif means bleeding. Manzuf means the one who bled. So, yeah, they're really stretching. They're desperate. They're looking for a way out of this humiliation that Muhammad bequeathed to them. So, okay. Okay, but this is in their book, so they're stuck with it. Okay. Now this is from Suyuti. Okay, and it's in Arabic, but I'll translate it for you. لا فيها غول ولا هم عنها ينزفون. لا فيها غول ما يفتال عقولهم. They don't lose their intellect. ما لهم عنها ينزف, and they do not bleed because of it. بفتح الرازي كسرها من نزف الشارب وأنزف أي يسكرون بخلاف خمر الدنيا. And here what it's saying is that the word bleed means like you're bleeding your intellect, and it supposedly means being drunk. Okay, that's what that says. Here's another one. This is from Al-Baghawi. Baghawi, also very highly regarded. He says, nor will they be deprived of their senses by it. Hamza and Al-Kisa'i recited the word as yanzifun with the kasra on the word, on the letter zay. And Asim concurred with them in Surah Al-Waqi'ah. And others recited it as yanzifun with the fatha on the zay. But in both instances, for those who recite it with a fatha on the zay, the meaning is it will not overpower their intellects, nor will they be intoxicated. No, that's not it. That's not right. It is said nazifa rajul, meaning the man has deprived his senses, and thus he's described as manzuf or nazif. Nazif means bleeding. Okay. All right. There's a couple of these that are kind of interesting, you guys. Stick around because this is going to be worth your while. There's some very interesting things here. Now, these tafsir are all in Arabic. They're in Arabic, so I had them translated into English. So let's just see a little bit of this one. This is, let's see who this is. This is Samarkandi, okay? Hamza and Kisa'i recited the word yanzifun with the kasra vowel sound on the letter Z, whereas others recited it with the fatha vowel sound for A. For those who recited it with the fatha, the meaning is that drinking it does not deprive them of their intellect. Indeed, a person whose mind has departed is referred to as nazif or manzuf. As for those who recited it with a kasra, okay, so this is a little bit long, but you can tell that this, they're trying to whitewash it. Okay, so, okay, now this is for Suyuti. لا ينزفون عنها ولا ينزفون لا صدعون. They do not get a headache from it, nor do they bleed. لا يصدعون عنها ولا ينزفون بفتح الرازي وكسرها من نزف الشارب. It's talking about the drinking, the bleeding of the drinker. أي لا يحصل لهم منها صداع. Or in other words, they will not get a headache from it. ولا ذهاب عقل بخلاف خمر الدنيا. Nor will they lose their intellect, where they black out from the wine of the world. Let's see, this is the last one here. Well, actually, there's another one that I did want to show you. I don't know where it went. Where it actually talks about 3 ways that they've translated this. See that here. I don't know, maybe I didn't download it. Yeah, I'm looking here and I'm not finding it, you guys. But there's one of these guys that said that there's actually 3 definitions, 3 ways you can look at the word yanzifun, which means to bleed. All 3 of them, none of the 3 are about bleeding. None of the 3 are about bleeding. Rather, there's one where it says that his brain, he lost his mind because of his drunkenness. Another is, he said, that it means that he has to go to the bathroom. Okay, he has to go to the bathroom. Okay, okay. Here's some. The second interpretation is they do not urinate. This was stated by Ibn Abbas and Dahak. Wine of this world possesses 4 characteristics: intoxication, headaches, vomiting, and urination. Thus, Allah the Almighty described the wine of paradise and purified it, rendering it free from these characteristics. The third is that they don't get exhausted from it. Okay. All right, so there you go. It also could mean to pee, to pee. That also is a translation of yanzifun, according to this. So, Steve Hussein, give us Arabic lessons. I do not expect to learn language. More streams like, okay. Well, you know what? I really would be happy to. So, all right, you guys. Well, shoot, I've been on for 39 minutes and I am fading. I'm fading a little bit fast here. So I think I'm going to call it a night. Thank you for being with us. Oh, let me show you a video I made. I made a video. I hope I can show it. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm going to try. It's a song I wrote, and I used, okay, my wife's picture is in it, okay, but I used AI, so it doesn't look like her, okay, because it's got AI. But I still think it looks a little bit like her, and she deserves applause for what she did here. So, oh, there was no sound? You didn't hear it, you guys? Oh, you don't hear it? Well, I'm gonna play it again then, okay? Uh, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it again because I want you to hear the song. So, oh, you didn't hear the sound? Shoot, I'm afraid that it's not gonna work. Let me try. Let me try. You hear me now, but you didn't hear that. Let me try again. I'm not sure it's gonna work, but I'll try. Yeah. Ah, shoot. I'll see what I can do about it. Yeah. Shoot. I'll see what I can do about it. I'll see what I can do about it. Try to get so you can hear the sound. But what did you think of Ida's acting? Isn't she awesome? Yes. Actually, it was her picture, but I did it with AI. So it was kind of an AI thing. So anyway, we'll try to get that fixed. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you for being with us. And if you haven't done it, do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Yeshua, ساعدني. ينزفون. Yeah. Yeah. The Arabic words. It's very clear that this word means I have been. يبقى يبقى يبقى. Beauty stuff. All right, you guys. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. Have a great night. Thank you for being with us.